Good evening, everyone. I'm Toastmaster Varun, and as the Sergeant in Arms of the club, I would like to welcome all the Toastmasters and guests to the meeting. Some things to keep in mind before we start today's meeting. Please keep your phones on silent and your mics turned off so we don't distract the speaker. And secondly, do not bring up any topics of sex, religion, or politics into the conversation. I would like to begin by reading the mission statement of the club, which is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication as well as leadership skills, which result in greater self-confidence and personal growth. The theme of today's meeting is Thanksgiving, an entire day dedicated to being grateful and appreciative for the people in your life that make it better every day. It really puts things into perspective how just two words can fill you up with warmth and make you feel appreciated, no matter how minuscule your help was. Now, let's begin with the meeting. And for that, I'd like to welcome the president of Vasco Toastmasters, Toastmaster Anthony Gomes.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Varun. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's a wonderful evening today because I think today the theme that that has been put together is about Thanksgiving. And all our lives, we've got million reasons to thank for various things, but all we do is procrastinate. And we said, okay, maybe next time. But let us think about those moments, about those wonderful things that have happened to us and that we should be thankful for. Me personally, I'm thankful that I am born as a human being who can think, who has skills of rationality, and who can communicate what I feel. There are many in this world who are born as humans, but definitely do not have or cannot communicate because they cannot possibly speak or hear, or they've got other impediments. So I'm thankful for this gift that God has given me. And I think through our gifts, let us ensure that we pass on the light to the others. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us some guests today, and I welcome them specially to this club wherein we work on encouraging people to evolve and improve as speakers and leaders. It is a club that is international and was started a long time back. And today it has grown and it has spread its roots across the world. So I welcome you all. And now before we start, I would like to request our guests to quickly unmute themselves, put their videos on, and maybe introduce yourselves in a line or two and tell us how did you know about Toastmasters and the meeting that's happening today. So may I ask our guest, Preetham?
Yeah, hi. Good evening.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, hi. So as I told you, I was reading the book, The Rich Dad and the Poor Dad. So one of the topics there was a thing about the Toastmasters. So I researched the theme Toastmasters and get to know about the Toastmasters. Then I referred to your Tenjim division. So they told me about some things about the Toastmasters. Then I joined the group, means came to know about the Vasco Club. So this is how I came to know about the Toastmasters. Basically, I'm an engineer and working as a quality engineer in one of the companies in Varna.
Nice to know that you read about those. Very unusual, very unusual. Or this is the first time I've heard somebody who's come through a book which is Rich Dad Poor Dad, and from there. But yes, great. Nice to have you here. I hope you'll have fun, and we will talk to you at the end of the meeting. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure.
May I now request another guest, Arshak, if you could please unmute.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Hi, all.
Hi.
I'm Abhishek. I'm from Kerala, north part of Kerala, and I am coming. This is my first meeting. And one of my friend recommended this Toastmasters. He's also working in Goa Shipyard. Basically, I'm also working. I didn't say you. So this is my first meeting, and I don't know how it's work. Let's see.
Great, great. I wish you could have pulled your friend also, but I'm sure he has some other commitments today. Sanam, right? Toastmaster
Yeah.
Sanam.
Yeah.
Great, great. Anyway, Ashok, I hope you'll have fun, and I know you will have fun, and we will speak to you at the end of the meeting.
Sure,
Yeah?
sure. Really great. Going good.
Yes. Well, I would like to also welcome our guest Toastmasters. When I say guest Toastmasters, they're Toastmasters from other clubs. We have Toastmaster Akshada. I just may I request you to maybe quickly in a line introduce yourself and which club you're from.
Hello, everybody. I am Akshada Bandekar, and like I said, I recently joined the ICG Toastmasters Club, and it's really great to be here with all of you, and I'm really looking forward to this experience. So, thank you so much, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Akshada. May I now request Toastmaster Nalin? Toastmaster Nalin? Yes. Okay, I'm assuming that there's some issue or technical difficulties. And we also have amidst us, and I would like to really acknowledge the presence of our area director, Toastmaster Nigel, and our division director, Toastmaster Siona. Thank you for being with us today. Well, now we go to the meeting and the actual part of the meeting. And to do that, I'm going to request a Toastmaster who is just few months old when it comes to her Toastmaster experience, but has grown tremendously with the roles that she has taken within the club and outside as well. And she is the one who has put today's theme together. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Eden N.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anthony. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a way of saying thank you for everything in your life. Good family, good friends, and especially the food. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let me tell you a story. A Thanksgiving story. Little baby girl Lucy went to her uncle's house. Uncle John and Aunt Shelley to celebrate Thanksgiving. She asked, Uncle John, when did the first Thanksgiving happen? He said, a long time ago, before America was even a country. People came from England to make a new home for themselves. These people were not farmers and did not know how to grow food in the new land. When winter came, they had a really hard time. Many of these people we call pilgrims got sick. Many died during this harsh first winter. Oh no, said Lucy. When spring came, some people who lived on the land we now call America became friends with the pilgrims. These people we call Native Americans. The Native Americans showed the pilgrims how to grow food in the new land. That year, the Americans became friends with the pilgrims and showed them how to grow food. The pilgrims had more than enough food for the winter. Now, to thank the Native Americans, the pilgrims had a big party. For 3 days, everyone ate a lot of food, played a lot of games, and had so much fun. Oh, wow, said Lucy. The pilgrims thought it was important to be thankful for everything that they received. Good luck, the food, and all the friends. And for the Native Americans who made it possible for them in this new home. So Uncle John asked Lucy, "What are you thankful for, Lucy?" Lucy said, "I'm thankful for you, Uncle John, Aunt Shelley, Mama, and Dada." So, like the Americans and the Pilgrims, let's celebrate this little community that we have with each other and be thankful for this meeting. For the benefit of our guests, I would like to share how a typical Toastmasters meeting is conducted. The meeting is divided into 3 segments. The first segment is the prepared speech segment. The members deliver speeches by preparing themselves according to the objectives of their parts they have chosen. Hence, this is called the prepared speech segment. The second segment is the fun segment. This is called the table topics segment or the impromptu speaking segment, where one has the opportunity to think on their feet. And the third segment is the evaluation segment, where all the speakers are provided with constructive feedback to improve in their journeys as Toastmasters. Now, in America, Thanksgiving is a holiday. It's a food holiday. It's not a big deal in Goa, but you see, I made it a big deal in my family because I love to cook. The one and only point of Thanksgiving is that you can eat as much as you possibly can. So my fellow Toastmasters, we together are about to cook the perfect Thanksgiving meal. Now I have a couple of chefs with me here today that I met along the way. And we are all going to execute this meal perfectly. First chef is the timer. And I asked him, what is he grateful for? And he said, I am grateful for good health, for my fellow people, which played a key role in the pandemic this year. And also Netflix for being there for me when no one was there. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Swayam to introduce the first dish, the turkey. Over to you, Toastmaster Swayam.
If you want your turkey to be juicy from the inside and crispy from the outside, you must first marinate. Wait.
Swayam, don't share the screen at the moment because I think there's the bandwidth is low, and some of us, if you just keep our videos off for some time because so that we can, yeah. Thank you. Yes, Swayam, go ahead. You're muted. Oh no, you're not. You're not.
If you want your turkey to be crispy from the outside and juicy from the inside, you must first marinate it with herbs and spices and keep it for at least 3 hours. And then straight into the oven for roasting for exactly 2 hours. If the timing is done perfectly, the turkey will come out just perfect. Not only perfect, deliciously perfect. Similarly, if the timing of your speech is spot on, your speech is just perfect. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. As a timer for today's meeting, it's my duty to time all the table topic speakers, formal speeches and evaluation, and make them aware of the time remaining with the help of a green screen a yellow screen, the table topic speakers should complete their remarks within 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will show the green screen. At 1.5 minutes, the yellow screen. At 2 minutes, the red screen. The icebreakers speakers at 4 minutes should be 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I'll show the green screen. At 5 minutes, I'll show the red screen. And the other speeches, which are usually 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes, the green screen. 6 minutes, 6 minutes, the yellow screen, and 7 minutes, the red screen. And finally, the evaluation, which is 2 to 3 minutes. Green at 2 minutes, yellow at 2.5 minutes, and red at 3 minutes. Every speaker will be provided a grace period. When called upon by the general evaluator, I'll present my report. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Swayam. I know for a fact that you will make the best turkey. Our second chef is the R counter. When I asked him what he is thankful for, he said COVID in a positive way. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Anand to introduce the second dish, the perfect mashed potatoes and gravy. Over to you, Toastmaster Anand.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aidanan. A very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters, friends, and guests here. I am going to be the chef at the R counter. When I say chef at the R counter, generally, when you're preparing a dish, you need to add the right ingredients at the right amounts. If you make any of the ingredients to be added more, or if you add it a little lesser, then you don't get the perfect mashed potato and gravy that you're trying to prepare. Similarly, for everybody who speak, you need to use the right words at the right places with the right gaps. Instead of one particular ingredient, that's one particular word, you try to add up some other word just because you missed at one particular point, like now, then, but, like. These are ingredients that you may add into your speech that would give a not exactly the meal that you would like to prepare. You may end up preparing a different meal, which means your speech may end up in a different way. Like it wouldn't be the greatest one which you always wanted. So I'm here right now, already counting the but, then, like, and the gaps, repetitive words, sentences that you miss and you try to recope with it are already being counted by me. At the end of the session, I'll be back again to give you a complete report on how your speech was in terms of these filling words, basically the ingredients that you have put in this dish. And also, I would like to say, when Toastmaster of the Day Aidan told us that I had told about COVID as my, I'm trying to give, I'm thanking COVID. Yes, I am thanking COVID because as the saying goes, always try to take the most positive things from any negative situation. Similarly, I took all the positive things COVID had given. COVID had made me sit at home for quite a while, each and every one of us. And it actually helped us not to disturb the nature and the animals with the pollution that we do every single day. All the animals and the nature came back and they revived. They were able to breathe for the 6 months that we were actually at home. It made us realize, for me and for most of my friends, that we are having old parents at home and we have stopped looking at them for quite a while. And it was time to take care of them as well. Even my siblings who are at my own home, we have not met them or we have not spoken to them properly because of our busy schedules. It helped us also get in touch with our long lost friends. So I took all these things as positive that COVID had given which had actually helped us build better relationships. So I'll be back at the end of the session today. Thank you. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Eden Ann.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. I couldn't agree more with you. Our third chef is the grammarian, and I asked her, what is she thankful for in this year? And she said, I am thankful for the lovely people and my friends in my life. I'm thankful for my family for always pushing me to do better, especially my sister for taking my tantrums. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Shivani to introduce the third dish, the stuffing.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Shivani, your grammarian for today. Although I have never celebrated Thanksgiving, but because of American sitcoms, I know that turkey is the main dish of said Thanksgiving. What makes a turkey so delicious is its stuffing. Similarly, what makes a speech so great and impactful is its vocabulary. And that's exactly what my role is today as a grammarian. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to your words. I will note misuse as well as outstanding use of English language, words, and phrases. I will also provide you with the word of the day. Word of the day is homage. Homage means special honor or respect shown publicly. Synonyms would be tribute, worship, or admiration. Example of this would be many villages came together to pay homage to the king. Yes, so I request everyone to use this word of the day in your speeches. I will give my report when called upon by the general evaluator. And all the best to all the speakers. Over to you, Toastmaster Eden.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivani. We now begin with the first segment, that is the prepared speech segment. We have in our midst two speakers for today's meeting. Our first speaker for the day is Toastmaster Gopal. When I asked him what he is thankful for, he said, I am grateful for all the COVID warriors. My special thanks to the doctors, the healthcare professionals, and all of them out there to save us. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Gopal. Before Toastmaster Gopal takes the stage, I asked his evaluator, Toastmaster Abrar, what he is thankful for. And he said, and I quote, Memento mori, remember you're going to die. I am grateful for being alive and blessed with such amazing family and friends and people. May I request Toastmaster Abrar to read the objectives of his speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Abrar.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Eden Ann. My speaker, Toastmaster Gopal. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of his public speech. So as this is his icebreaker speech, I would like everyone to kindly give him a standing ovation after his speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Eden Ann. All the best, Gopal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abrar. Toastmaster Gopal, can you check your audio?
Am I audible,
Yes.
Toastmaster Eden?
Yes. Can you see the timing cards?
Yes, I could able to see.
Can we go through the timing cards, please?
I could able to see the white card.
Can we move to the green card?
Swayam. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Can we go to the next one?
So,
Swayam?
are we going to see the next card?
Yeah.
Swayam, I think there is a lag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I could able to see the yellow one.
Okay. Swayam, hello.
Yes.
Swayam, since there's a lag, do you want me to share the screen, and you can just tell me the timings? Is that okay? Should I?
Try last time. Wait.
Okay, please do that.
Green one.
Green.
Yes.
Yellow.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I would just suggest one thing, Toastmaster Swayam, if you could just, when you're sharing the screen, if you could just keep the audio off,
Okay.
simply because it may disturb the speaker.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Could you do that? So when you're sharing the screen, just don't uncheck that share computer sound.
Okay.
Can you share it again, please, now?
Shall we start?
Yes.
One moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. Toastmaster Gopal, life sentence. Life sentence, Toastmaster Gopal.
Thanks, Toastmaster Eden. Good evening to fellow Toastmasters and guests. You know me as Toastmaster Gopal and the treasurer for Vasco Toastmaster Club. Let's explore more about Gopal. I'm a family-oriented person with a firm belief on values. Neither I'm too orthodox nor I'm too radical. I believe in family and I believe in family values. And also I accept whatever changes happening in the society. My mother has a profound influence on me. As part of my job, I used to visit different places. I lived for almost 10 years in UP and for almost 3 years, last 3.5 years in Goa. My mother used to visit my place for a couple of months in a year. And she's a native speaker of Telugu. She doesn't know any other language. And the kind of networking skill she's having, it's really amazing. Even though she didn't know the other language, she used to connect with the Hindi speaking guys. She used to connect with the Konkani speaking guys. And it was really amazing. And what I felt that it's a personal connect, which is more important than the language. Language is no more a barrier. I admire her. I pay homage to her skills. If I could able to get 50% of the networking skill which my mother is having, probably I would have become CEO of the company. I'm a foodie, as you know, the theme suggests, and we're all celebrating the Thanksgiving Day. I love cooking and I'm a foodie. I explore my cooking skills in the past 2 years. Thanks to my family, they are away from me for the last 2 years because of my kids' education. So I'm exploring more and more on my cooking and these food skills. If I don't get a if I don't
Toastmaster Gopal, if I may interrupt, we cannot hear you. Toastmaster of the day, Eden N, could you please confirm? Could you
Yeah, we can't hear him.
Yes. Could you, timer, please stop the timing, guys. And Gopal, Toastmaster Gopal, could you test your audio, please? Hello? Toastmaster Gopal, if you can hear us, you may want to possibly unpair the Bluetooth device, if that helps. Can you test your audio, please? We cannot hear you. I'm so sorry. No. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Could you able to hear me?
Now we can. Yes. Now we can.
Hello. Yeah, sorry for the technical glitch. I think something went wrong with my
No problem.
Bluetooth.
Yes. So yes.
Can I continue?
Yes, you may. Timer, you may continue.
Okay. So I love sports. I used to play cricket. I used to play baseball in my childhood days, and this continued up to 25 years. After that, because of various reasons, I could not able to play games. But still, I follow all these sports in TV. I watch cricket. I watch badminton. I watch tennis. I watch each and every event. So that regenerates me. And coming to the today's topic, life sentence. Life sentence, is this 14 years? Is this 15 years? Is this 25 years? Probably it depends on the country wherein you are living in. But this is not the life sentence which I am going to talk about. I am going to talk about the life sentences which we carry throughout our life. Some of the feelings, some of the thoughts, some of the feelings, some of the issues which we carry as a barrier throughout our life. Now, I call myself as a fitness conscious person. Of course, I'm not a fitness freak. I used to rotate my fitness regimen at a periodicity of every 2 years. For the last few years, I'm hitting the gym. Thanks to COVID, suddenly all the gyms were closed in the month of March. I don't have a choice. Then I repaired my grand old cycle and started hitting the road. So I used to cycle for 15 kilometers every day. Then I used to get exhausted physically, mentally. Then I fixed the limit that in a day I can cycle only for 15 kilometers. This is the mental barrier which I have. These are the life sentences which I was carrying. Then suddenly one day I met a 60 years old, rather I should not say old, 60-year young guy by name Ashok. And we continued the conversation. It was surprising for me to know that Ashok completed 200 kilometers, 400 kilometers, and 600-kilometer rides. And he gave me a lot of inspiration. That day, Ashok asked me to continue the journey with him. Then I traveled 25 kilometers without any effort. Then I realized that it's not my physical barrier. It's a psychological or it's a mental barrier. That's what the life sentence which is stopping me. Now I get rid of this mental barrier. Now I get rid of this life sentence. Now I ride every day 25 kilometers, and plus even I'm aspiring for 100 kilometers ride in the coming months. So there are few types of barriers: physical barriers, psychological barriers, and the mental barriers. Now, if you look at physical barriers and psychological barriers, we can easily overcome. The biggest issue is the mental barrier. This is what is the life sentence. If we could able to overcome this mental barrier, then probably we'll get freedom from our life sentences in our life. And the moment we get rid of these life sentences, we'll live happily and we can challenge the status quo. Thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopal. This is Toastmaster Gopal's icebreaker, so I request everyone to stand up and please give him a round of applause. And put on your videos, please. Okay, we now maintain a minute of silence. We now maintain a minute of silence for the evaluator to make his notes. In the meantime, I request all the participants present here and all the guests to send feedback to Toastmaster Gopal on his private chat. Our second speaker for today is Toastmaster Santosh. He said that he is grateful for being healthy and he wants to thank himself. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Santosh. Before Toastmaster Santosh takes the stage, I asked his evaluator, Toastmaster Siona, what she is thankful for. And she said she is thankful for the many opportunities to reach out to many in different during this pandemic. May I request Toastmaster Siona to read out the objectives of Toastmaster Santosh's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Siona.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yedinen. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and my dear speaker, Toastmaster Santosh. Toastmaster Santosh is delivering a speech from his Path Effective Coaching, Level 3, Elective 2, Know Your Sense of Humor. The purpose of the project is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. You have 5 to 7 minutes, Toastmaster Santosh. All the best to you.
Toastmaster Santosh, can you check your audio?
Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3.
You are not audible.
Yes.
Okay.
Santosh,
am I?
Santosh, we could hear you.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes. I would also request
Okay,
all the participants who have connected from the laptop to pull the screen on the side so that the speaker's view can be wider as compared to the screen which is being shared. Thank you.
Can you, Toastmaster Santosh, can you see the timing cards?
Yes, I can.
Can we flip through the cards, please? Toastmaster Swayam?
Toastmaster Swayam, could you please check the timer cards?
Red.
Can we do it again?
Just a moment.
Okay.
Toastmaster Swayam, could you please share your screen now? Yes.
Green.
Yes.
Yellow. Red.
Okay. Toastmaster Santosh, are you ready? Toastmaster Santosh, keep dreaming. Keep dreaming, Toastmaster Santosh.
There is only one difference between the great Indian scientist APJ Abdul Kalam and me. Kalam had dreams. Even I have dreams, but only dreams. Toastmaster of the day and fellow dreamers. The first time I woke up on this planet, I had my first sleep instead of first cry. With deep sorrow, my father said, "Rest in peace." The doctor corrected, "He's sleeping in peace." From then on, it is sleep, sleep, and sleep for me. Being an Orthodox family, my parents believed in waking up early and following some spiritual rituals, whereas I was like a narcotic plant in a forest full of sandalwood trees. Every morning, my mother had one big job: to wake me up. She tried to switch off the fan. I snuggled in that warmth. She tried playing some music. I dozed deep to those lullabies. She even tried pouring some water at me. I got a dream that I'm enjoying in Niagara Falls. At school, my teacher said, "Santosh, you have 100% attendance," for sleeping in the class. College days were competitive. While all my friends gave outstanding performance in academics, I gave peak performance on bed. I'm speaking about my sleep. I came to final year of engineering and I had one dream job: to become a software tester. No, a matrix tester. I could imagine myself sleeping on hundreds of mattresses. Unfortunately, I could not attend that interview as I overslept that morning. I finally managed to get into an IT firm thinking that I can sleep and dream without taking any project. But a strict HR allocated me to a project, that too in the morning shift. 3 years of sleeping at work, and obviously I was not promoted. My father started lamenting that my oversleeping habits are impacting my career as they affect focus, logical thinking, and memory. He's right. I often tend to forget things and repeat them. Wishing to grow in my career, I met a doctor who looked as beautiful as a cheer girl in IPL. She taught me something known as 6-9-6 technique. Let's do it together. 6 seconds. Inhale. 9 seconds. Hold. And 6 seconds. Release. As she demonstrated this technique, our eyes met and my heart melted. I learned the technique, but I started to sleep even more as I started to get the doctor in my dreams. Do you know what? According to WMD, We sleep for 40% of our life. But I say it should be 80%. Because many miracles in this world happened when people were sleeping. Early man, when he was sleeping, lazy, threw a rock and we have fire. An apple fell on Isaac Newton, not when he was running, but when he was sleeping under a tree. Dear friends, how many of you have dreams? Dreams are something that we all live for. Even I have a lot of dreams and I have achieved everything in one night. Want to know a few? I became the world champion of public speaking. Not once, but 2 times. I got elected as the international president of Toastmasters International. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. The best of all, I saved Deepika Padukone from NCB and she married me. If we are not able to achieve our dreams in reality, why not fulfill them in sleep? Kalam said, a dream is not something that comes to you in sleep. A dream is something that does not let you sleep. I think he slept more than anyone else. Kalam dreamt about 2020. Come 2020, we have COVID-19. But he's still a hero, as at least he dreamt about it. That's why I love to dream and watch others dream these days. I go to meditation classes now, not to meditate, but to get the happiness of seeing hundreds of people closing their eyes and appearing to be sleeping and dreaming. At Toastmasters, they say there are speeches to inspire, speeches to inform, and speeches to entertain. But I give speeches to make others sleep. Many of you may want to become motivational speakers, but I want to become a motivational sleeper and help others sleep and dream. And my wish became true when someone slept while I was giving a prepared speech. Dear friends, a few hours of extra sleep has only given me an opportunity to view my dreams in high definition. As we know, our future is decided by our dreams. So stop wasting time and hit the snooze button to continue sleeping. Hit the snooze button and continue dreaming. Keep sleeping. Keep dreaming. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Santosh. We now maintain a minute of silence for the evaluator to make her notes. In the meantime, I request everyone present here to send your feedback to Toastmaster Santosh in his private chat. Timer, tell me when the minute is up.
Time's up.
Okay. Timer, have both the speakers qualified?
Yes, both of them have qualified.
Okay, so can we proceed with the poll for the best speaker?
Yes. So participants, you have the poll that will appear up on the screen. Please choose your best speaker. I'm going to keep it for 10 more seconds. Quickly, those who haven't voted, I can see some have not voted. Please do it. And there we go. Thank you.
Okay, that brings us to the end of the first session. Now, here is where we put all the sides together. This is the much easier part of the meal. We have cranberry sauce, the green beans, and the salads. It's fun to make and very easy to do, much like the table topics. Well, for some of us. Our table topics master for today is Toastmaster Ashley. And I asked him what he is most grateful for in this year. And he said, for my family being blessed and good health throughout the pandemic. I will now hand over to Toastmaster Ashley to explain his role. Over to you, Toastmaster Ashley.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Eden. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Now, to make this evening deliciously humorous and fun-filled, let me take you on a tasty treat. I am Chef Ashley, and I will be your table topics master. For the benefit of our guests, the objective of table topics, it is a long-standing Toastmasters tradition intended to help members develop their ability to organize their thoughts and quickly respond to an impromptu question or topic. Time duration: a dish tastes delicious when it is cooked to perfection. The right amount of time. So here, every speaker will get a maximum 2 minutes. At 1 minute, you'll see a green flag. At 1 minute 30 seconds, you will see a yellow card to denote midway time. And finally, a red card to stop you eating, to stop you from speaking. That's what we are looking at. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a Thanksgiving meal to honor you and as homage for all the efforts that you have put in all the meetings that we've had. So get your white plates ready, and I am ready to color them with my food. Let me wear my chefing cap. Zoom Master, I'm ready. Can we have the menu, please?
Yeah, just a moment.
Yes. Okay. The menu that you see is a menu for a Thanksgiving meal. First up, I would request any member of Vasco Toastmasters Club to go in first. Any member who's not doing a major role for the meeting today.
I would take a hit at it.
That was
Toastmaster Vishal.
Vishal, yes. Vishal, to begin with, you have to say bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Okay, and you can select a dish, anything that you like.
I'll have the turkey.
Oh, turkey. Now,
this looks amazing.
Yes, the way we make our turkey is different. We just go, steal the neighbor's turkey, and come and cook it.
Oh.
Here comes your question. It is said, laughter is the best medicine. What are your thoughts on this?
Before you start, I think let's have the timer. Timer, if you could just share the screen, please. Great. Yes. Yes.
Perfect. Am I audible and am I visible?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, you.
Am I good to go?
Yes.
Okay. Laughter is the best medicine. A very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. I believe laughter is the best medicine that anyone can have. There is a great saying by a very unknown philosopher that a day spent without laughing is a day spent without doing anything. I believe in that saying. Imagine if you have been working your whole day off. You have had a miserable day wherein you have been scolded here and there. When you reach home, your mother also scolds you. And the only source of hope is when you sit in front of the television and watch a comedy show. You laugh. You laugh till the point that you don't feel that exertion of the whole day. That is the point wherein you realize that laughter is what makes you happy and forget all the worries in the world. A similar example was observed by me when I was a small kid, or when I am with kids. My neighbors have small kids, so they don't worry about everything here and there, but there are small instances for them. I have a kid in my colony who believes that his friend's name is too funny, and whenever he recollects it, he starts laughing, knowing that how funny it is. He tells me the same thing. Chachu, you know, the guy's name is Rishabh, and he talks like a bunny, and he does funny accents, and he makes funny sounds in class, and that is too funny. I start laughing at looking at his face, and that is one thing I love about kids. This is one thing which makes us realize that laughter is the best medicine we can all have. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Toastmaster Ashley, you are muted.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Actually, I was cooking, so I had to just turn it off.
Okay.
I'm back. Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. And now I request any Toastmaster from the other clubs who are guests today to pick up a topic. Remember, the word of the day is homage. So, do we have volunteers? You can just shout out and say bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Okay. Now that was
Akshada.
Akshada. Okay, Akshada, take your pick.
Wow, this is difficult. Let's go with corn.
Corn. Okay, corn. Now the way we make corn is our corn is specially ordered from Punjab. And your question is, they say manners do matter. Do you agree or disagree, and why?
Before we start, can we have the timer sharing the screen, please? May I request the timer to share the screen, please? Yes.
Can I begin?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for your question, Table Topics Master. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I 100% agree with the question asked. To me, manners are the most important thing. It is, in fact, one of the first things that I take notice of when I meet someone. And it could be simple things like, being extremely mindful of the person that you're meeting, paying attention to whether they're comfortable and just getting to know them better and not just involving in small talk. When you meet someone, you really have to feel that connection, and that's where all the manners come in. So to me, like I said, it is 100% the most important thing that anyone should embody. And when it comes to manners, it is something that is learned throughout our life, especially with young children. I think what they usually imbibe and they reflect what they see. So it's really important to be, on our best behavior when we are in front of children, because they're going to grow up to be adults that will really embody these mannerisms. And well, I don't think I've qualified, so I'm just going to keep talking. Oh, and I haven't used the word. So I think, right. So as I was saying, the best way to pay homage to our future generation, our children, is by being good mannered ourselves and teaching them the right way to behave. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
That was lovely, Toastmaster Akshada. Can we all put our hands together for her, please?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, now moving on to the next one. Can I have a guest who's come today but is not yet a Toastmaster? And if you're ready, just say bon appetit.
We have guest Arshak. Would you like to try? Arshak, if you could.
If you could just unmute.
I think there is some issue.
Yes, I think. Any other guest? Any other guest who would want to try? Maybe not someone who's not yet a Toastmaster. Can be somebody from the other clubs as well. I can see Marcy looking at the menu very, very closely, and I'm sure she wants to try. Marcy, I think you will have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, she wants to try. There. That's how you sell a dish. Okay, can we have the menu, please? Okay, go for it.
I will go for mashed potatoes.
Wow, that's a chef's specialty. Now, the way we make this is we buy the most expensive potatoes from the horticulture shop. Your question is, sense of humor is an essential skill. Do you agree or do you disagree, and why?
Yes, I fully agree that sense of humor is the most essential thing in life. As we go through life, we don't always have things to our liking. There are sometimes people who say things which are not so agreeable to you. And at times it's difficult not to retort. So all that we can do is smile and pass it on. We don't want to hurt the other person. So you just smile and pass. Besides, I think having a sense of humor helps in life. You're going to be a very morose person. Or having a sense of humor, you can go through life easily, and others will appreciate you as well. So I fully agree that having a sense of humor is the best thing in this world. Over to you, Toastmaster, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Masi. And I totally agree with you. Yes, we have to give her a big hand, everyone. And we did have a technical error in between where we couldn't hear you, but we could see the feeling of happiness in you. And that is amazing. Timer, can we fit in one more?
Yes, one more.
Okay, done. Anybody wants to volunteer?
Yes, I will volunteer.
Okay, this is Toastmaster Harendra.
Yes.
Okay, can we have the menu, please? There goes the menu.
I would go for the cranberry sauce.
Wow, cranberry sauce. This is sweet. And the way we make our cranberry sauce is we order the cranberries from the European countries via the Indian Postal Service. Now, your question is it okay to lie? Yes or no, and why?
Today is the best day of my life. Today I became the President of India. You may not know, but it was personally delivered to me over the postal service. Indian Postal Service, the same postal service which delivered the cranberries from Europe so that we can make the cranberry sauce. Same postal service came today and they personally delivered a letter which was written, "Dear Haren Sahu, we are very glad to inform you that you had been selected to be the President of India." I was very happy. And throughout the day, I was very elated and I was trying to do all the things that I could do. I was helping others, I was jumping, I was dancing throughout the day. But just before this meeting, 5 minutes before this meeting, the same postal service, Indian Postal Service, who got the cranberries, they came to my home again. This time, they mentioned and they gave another letter of regret. "Dear Haren Sahu, we are very sorry to inform you that you had not been selected for President of India. Rather, it was a glitch in our technical system. Our President of India, Ramnath Kovind, remains the same. Sorry for that." I was unhappy after reading it. But throughout the day, from the time I got in the morning till the evening, I was elated, I was jumping, dancing, and no one could have imagined what could have brought happiness on my face in this period of the day. But when I received it, I was sad and sorrow and sudden. That was a lie, which was played on me from my friends. They called me, they laughed at me. Whatever be the case, it was a lie. But for the period of the lie, when it was told, I was happy and something inside me was bubbling inside with enthusiasm. Even though it was a prank and I was sad, it was a lie, I was happy. So a lie, if told to make someone happy, is not a lie, what rather a truth, and it should be taken as a truth. Until or unless a lie is harming someone in any physical, monetary, emotional manner, it is not a lie, it is a truth. Over to you, table topic master.
Wow, that was wonderfully said. And can we put our hands together for all our speakers? Timer has everybody qualified? And if you could just read out the names of the speakers who qualified. Thank you.
Yes, everyone has qualified. Perfect.
Okay, so it's time to vote. And can we have the names on the screen, please?
Table Topics Master and Timer, if you could just confirm the speakers who have qualified are Toastmaster Vishal, Toastmaster Akshada, Toastmaster Masi, and Toastmaster Harendra, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I'm launching the poll right now. There you go. Please vote for your best Table Topic speaker. Five seconds more. Please vote, those who haven't. Well, there we go. Thank you so much.
Okay, since we're done with the voting, in school, when I was asked what is my ambition in life, I would always say I wanted to become a chef. And here I am. Thanks to Toastmasters, I am a chef only for this day. To conclude, I would like to say, remember in life, food tastes better when you share it with your family. Thank you very much. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashley, for setting the table for all of us. I'm pretty sure everybody enjoyed all the dishes.
Thank you.
And sadly, that brings us to the end of our meal. But before I hand over to the general evaluator, I'd like to pay homage. It was my wish to do this Thanksgiving theme ever since we chartered the flight. As I said in the beginning, Thanksgiving is a big deal in my house, and I'm so glad that all of you could be a part of this meal with me and my family. Everybody said what they are thankful for. And I know you want to know what I am thankful for. Even if you don't, you're just going to have to listen for just a minute. So, just like the Americans helped the Pilgrims, Toastmasters has helped me in a matter of 3 months to speak confidently and more. Vasco Toastmasters Club has taken me under its wings, just like the Americans did when it was too cold for the Pilgrims. It taught me how to make the best use of my talent, like the Americans taught the Pilgrims when they came to the new land, and they taught them how to cook. And Toastmasters has also welcomed opportunities and a place for me to stand tall, like the Americans who gave them a land and welcomed them. I would like to say thank you to all the members here, my club, and to all the guests present here. Thank you. We move on to the third segment, which will be carried out by our general evaluator, our last chef. This session is going to be conducted by Toastmaster Pranav. When I asked him what he is thankful for, he said, I am thankful for the love and the support I have received from my family and friends, and also the fact that every morning when I wake up, I have the ability to breathe. Isn't that true? Otherwise, how would I even be able to become a chef? I totally agree, Toastmaster Pranav. Over to you, Toastmaster Pranav, to make our last dish, the pie.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Adenan. I'm sure you all must be full with the appetizers and the main course we just had. But now it's time for the dessert. As it's a universal fact that how much ever we are stuffed, our stomach never fails to pay homage to a dessert. On this Thanksgiving occasion, our chef, Toastmaster of the day, has asked me to prepare and serve you all her favorite pumpkin pie. But before that, I would like to inform all of you that my role is divided into 3 parts. One is to introduce the evaluators for the prepared speeches. 2 is to call upon the tag team for their respective reports. And finally, I'll give my evaluation on this meeting overall. So before that, can I call, like before we can have the first evaluation, can I call our chef timer to please give us the timing guidelines for the evaluations once again? Timer.
Okay. The evaluation should be 3 to 2 minutes, or 2 minutes to qualify. Yes, 2 minutes to qualify.
Okay, thank you. Let's now commence with the evaluations of the prepared speeches. I would like to call upon our first evaluator, that is Toastmaster Abrar, who was evaluating Toastmaster Gopal's icebreaker speech today. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Pranav. My speaker, Toastmaster Gopal, gave his icebreaker speech. I believe you have met all the objectives of your project. Today, apart from our treasurer and Toastmaster, we learned quite a lot about you. Firstly, I liked how you narrated all your life events. You spoke about your family, spoke about your interests. Good job. What struck a chord with me was when you defined that quote, human potential is nearly limitless, and we as humans define our limits. That example about Ashok, amazing. I also liked how you spoke about your mother's networking skills. I've got two recommendations for you. Firstly, I know we are in an online meeting. So during an online meeting, I would suggest if you could adjust your camera, because while you were standing and delivering, you could have stood back and your face could be seen, because when you were coming ahead or when you were moving, you're going out of the screen. Secondly, when you sat, it would be better if you could just look at the camera and spoke. I know it pays, I mean, it's right in front of everyone's face and it makes a difference. One more thing before I forget. It's a difficult task when there's a technical glitch, but you fixed the glitch and moved on. I loved your confidence of going ahead and finishing your speech, especially in an icebreaker. Good job. You were confident, not at all nervous. Toastmaster, I would like to pay homage to you for being so confident. Overall, it was a good speech. If you could work on your voice modulation and pace of your speech, it would be amazing. And once again, amazing confidence, content, and narration. Over to you, Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abrar. Now, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Siona, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Santosh's speech tonight. Over to you, Toastmaster Santosh.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters and my dear dreamer, Toastmaster Santosh. Can I have your video on? You don't need to sleep to dream. You can also fly. Thank you for flying from Mumbai to take us into your dreamland. Being a Toastmaster of 5 years, I have never met the international president ever. Neither would I have met Deepika's husband. I am indeed fortunate to be evaluating your speech. Your speech title, Keep Dreaming, got me hooked right from the time you were born until you got married to Deepika. Your speech objective required you to provide a collection of stories, and you did justice to that with effective pauses, use of screen space, and transitioned well between your stories. Moreover, with a lot of humor in every story and your personal stories. I love the logic of Isaac Newton being hit by an apple and the Stone Age story, how fire was lit, to give more value to your stories. The 6-9-6 technique was excellent, and be assured that I'm going to use it for sure. You had good use of props as well. When you threw the water, I nearly jumped out of my chair. So you know that you were able to really put me to sleep and to wake me up as well. Will you only dream, Toastmaster Santosh? No. If you want to wake up, and get real, I would recommend you to have a fewer characters in your stories. I felt there were too many characters. I'm still trying to remember who is in which part of your story, part of your speech. Smile as you speak and show that you are really enjoying telling your stories, telling your dreams. You were personally convinced that one should have a dream to achieve something in life. At least that's the message I take. I would commend you again on the use of props, simple, relatable language, personal dreams from right from your birth. And if you consider to wake up to reality and work on the recommendations, you could indeed be the international president I'm hoping to meet. Wish you the best in your Toastmasters journey and the best for tomorrow's division contest. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Siona. Next, we have our table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Clifford. Over to you, Toastmaster Clifford.
Thank you, General Evaluator Pranav. So the table topic session is supposed to be the fun session, and the table topics master, Ashley Fernandez, assured that we had a lot of fun. You introduced the session very well. You explained to especially those guests what the table topic session is all about. You introduced it well in a very creative manner and a good use of a prop, the chef's hat. So very well done there, Ashley, very creative. Also, I would like to make a mention of your presence of mind when your audio was off. You had the presence of mind. Okay. So well done with that as well. And also reminded the speakers to use the word of the day. Another creative way of asking the volunteers to come forward by using the word bon appetit. So that's something that I've come across for the first time that somebody has done, and a lovely menu to go with that. So very well done, Toastmaster Ashley. We were running a bit late, but considering the amount of fun that we had during the session, I think that we can excuse you for that. So very well done, Toastmaster Ashley. Coming to the tabletop speeches. The first one, Toastmaster Vishal, he spoke on the topic, laughter is the best medicine. A very well constructed speech, I must say. And your interaction with this little boy, I think, was the crux of your speech. I only felt maybe if you could mimic or have some voice modulation or while enacting that part where you were speaking to the little kid, that would have added a little flavor to your speech. But overall, it was very well crafted speech. The second speech was by Toastmaster Akshada on manners do matter. Again, a very well crafted speech, and you also use the word embody, mannerisms, and the word of the day. You also had the presence of mind to extend your speech a little bit when you were running short of time, or you were not going to qualify for the time. So very well done, Akshata. Marcy spoke on the topic, sense of humor is an essential in life. I'm sorry, I could not, I think due to technical glitch, I could not get much of your speech, but I could, like the table topics master said, we could see you smiling. But yes, I did not catch much of your speech. Come to Harendra, the last speaker. He spoke on the topic, is it okay to lie? And he had a lot of humor in his speech, which really got my attention. He also used the word elated and a great message to end or to go along with the topic. So it sounded like a prepared speech to me. So very well done, Harendra. That's all from me. Over to you, General Evaluator Pranav.
Thank you, Table Topics Evaluator Toastmaster Clifford. We are now done with the evaluations round for today's meeting. And now we shall move on to the reports of our tag team. So to start off, let's call our timer of the day, that is Toastmaster Swayam.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav. The meeting started at the correct timing, that is 7 p.m. But we were running little late, most part of the meeting, but we caught up really well. Starting off with the prepared speeches. First, Toastmaster Gopal qualified with 6 minutes 7 seconds, and Toastmaster Santosh also qualified with 7 minutes 9 seconds. Then the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Vishal qualified 1 minute 54 seconds. Toastmaster Akshata qualified 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Marcy 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster Arendra 2 minute 5 seconds. All of them qualified. Then the evaluators. Toastmaster Abrar did not qualify because he spoke for only 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster Siona qualified, spoke for 2 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Clifford also qualified, spoke for 3 minutes 20 seconds. That's all by my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Swayam. Now I shall call upon the R counter, Toastmaster Anand, for his report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav. And I'm back with the reports. Okay, let me start with Toastmaster Varun Tomar. Varun Tomar had actually had gaps thrice during his speech. And then after, Toastmaster Anthony Gomes used R 5 times, and there was gaps 3 times there were gaps. And next would be our Toastmaster Edenan. R used twice. There were three gaps. And while introducing Toastmaster Sayana, there were some words that was missed, but she tried to cover it up really quick. And then coming to Toastmaster Swayam Nayak, there are quite a lot of gaps in the beginning, and there were repeated words in the same sentence to make the sentence much better, and also had missed flow in the beginning of the introduction. And while talking about table topic timings, again the words were repeated, and almost like 12 to 13 times was used. Quite a lot of buts were used, like but on the same sentence again and again. And sometimes I feel actually some gap maybe because of the bandwidth that we were going through in between with Swayam. So those gaps have not been counted in this report. Shivani used R thrice and there were gaps thrice. Ashley Fernandez, it's quite nice because you have not used much of R's, it's just 2. And then along with there was one single gap, a little longer than normal when you were actually going on with the contest with Akshada, when you were giving the topic to Akshada. There's quite a longer gap than normal. And there are quite a lot of okays while you speak. Like, when you accept after somebody speaks, there's an okay. And then before you start, there's an okay again. So there's quite a lot of okays when Toastmaster Ashley was talking. And Pranav Gaikwad, they had used R twice and gaps twice. Abrar had used R and words that needs to fill a sentence like almost 4 times, and then there were the word and was quite dragged a lot, like to make a sentence, or try to make the rest of the sentence, you say and you fill up that space with and then, so that you can make the rest of the sentence quickly. And Toastmaster Siona, there's only once there was a gap, and R was used only once. And Toastmaster Clifford, and again, and was dragged a lot of times, specifically to say around 6 times, and was dragged so that you can make the rest of your sentence. And R was almost 9 times. And you had also used this letter, like the word off, followed by a gap, so that you can still make the sentence like no off, and there's a long gap, so that the rest of the sentence could be made. And with Toastmaster Gopal, there are almost 5 times gaps during your introduction, and there was a flow miss during when you started the next sentence after your introduction. Then when you were talking about hitting the gym and hitting the road, you forgot this word mental barrier, which you were supposed to use in your speech, and then you were still able to remind yourself of the word and continue talking. And there were 3 gaps while you were talking about cyclist Mr. Ashok. Then moving on to Toastmaster Vishal, there were gaps to make up sentences, like complete your sentence, or think about the rest of your sentence while explaining about the comedy show what the children see at home. And I was used twice. There was a gap while you were explaining about the neighbor's kids and how the child used to laugh at the child's friend's name and the way the person talks. And was used 6 times in one single sentence while you were doing this. Moving on to Toastmaster Santosh. There was one single gap during the entire speech, but I'm not sure whether it was purposely done, because right after that gap, we had this sentence saying that Santosh used to forget things and he needs to think a lot to, remember it. So it goes with the sentence. So basically that is the only gap that I had seen in the entire speech. There were regular gaps between the sentences, nothing extra, nothing less. And it was like a well-cooked meal, basically. Moving on to Toastmaster Akshada. You had used this, twice to make up a sentence. So was in a gap, and was used thrice in almost 2 sentences. Are was 3 times used when you were explaining about teaching manners to children. And Marcy, Toastmaster Marcy, there was a gap at the beginning of the speech, and in the middle there was around 4 to 5 times there was gaps for you to think about the next sentence or the next word that you need to use. Guest Harendra, while talking about the postal service delivery, you missed the word, basically the delivered word, and then you had to again a little makeup for that particular word, a little hesitance there, a small gap, and then you continued by managing it. And there was a gap twice while you were talking, and there was a small hesitation basically that you brought in at the end of your speech, like how to conclude it. There was a gap there, but it was well closed. So that's all about my report. Over to you, Toastmaster Pranav. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand. That was a very detailed report. Now I would like to call upon our grammarian for tonight, that is Toastmaster Shivani, for her grammarian. Over to you.
Yes, thank you, General Evaluator Pranav. So the word of the day was hardly used. It was used by Abrar once, Edenan once, and Akshada once. Okay. Toastmaster Gopal used this word orthodox, radical, profound. He also used this phrase, human potential is limitless. Toastmaster Santosh used this word, snuggle, heart-melted, retrieve. Also high definition. He used phrases like miracles can happen when people are sleeping, dream is something which does not let you speak, and which does not let you sleep. I give speech to make others sleep. Toastmaster Ashley used the words like perfection, impromptu, bon appetit. He also uses phrase, get your white plates, I'm ready to color them. Food tastes better when you share. Toastmaster Vishal used the phrase, laughter is the best medicine. Toastmaster Akshada used the words, imbibe, embody, mannerism. Toastmaster Marcia used the word, agreeable, retort. Toastmaster Harendra used the word, elated, regret, monetary. He also used the phrase, lie to make someone is not a lie. Lie to make someone happy is not a lie. And Toastmaster Clifford used the word enacting, and also he spoke about adding flavor to your speech, like a metaphor. That's it from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivani. My dear Toastmasters, it's time now to finally serve you the pumpkin pie. That is my general evaluator report. To start with the pre-meeting preparations, I felt that everything was on time. The posters and the agenda was also put out with an email notification as well as on the WhatsApp groups way prior. So well done, PR team. The meeting started on time. I was happy to see that there was an engagement within the members, like while we were waiting. So it did, I think, warm up the audience really well. Coming to the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Varun, your welcome was great. You started with stating the mission. Then I really like that you included the theme while introducing. So, and also that you announced about the when to mute and when to unmute that procedure. So coming to the president, that is the Anthony Gomes, your introduction was really thought-provoking, as that this is the starting of the meeting. It should ignite some kind of fire in our minds. So it really had that. One thing I was looking for was you were actually, I felt that you were moving a little in haste to the next section, although we were like on time at that time. I was looking for an introduction of what Toastmasters is and maybe a small emotional story as to why you joined Toastmasters. That would be great. Then you greeted the guests really well. Like once the meeting starts, it's really important to have the guests involved. Otherwise they feel neglected, and I felt that was really good and great energy. Then coming to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Adnan. First of all, the theme of Thanksgiving was so beautifully thought of and perfectly executed. I felt it was evident how much of efforts you must have put behind the scenes. You really helped me picture the setting of a proper Thanksgiving with your words. One thing I would like to suggest that when I was looking forward, you actually introduced the speakers and the role players with the theme that was very good. But I was looking for when you introduce the speakers, there's a Toastmaster thing that we do. We take the name of the Toastmaster, the title of the speech, and the name of the Toastmaster. That would be really great if you had done. And also, as we were progressing in the meeting, I realized that there was, if a little bit of costume or a prop you could have used, it would have been better. Otherwise, it was well done. You managed to keep us all engaged with that story, and I think everybody will take it with them after this meeting. Coming to the prepared speeches, I think the evaluators have already done given their evaluations, but I felt to mention this that our Toastmaster Gopal, our speaker number 1, since it's his icebreaker speech, you really deserve that standing ovation for taking the first step and starting your journey. Also, Toastmaster Santosh, what an interesting speech it was. Really enjoyed your speech and I wish to hear more. Coming to the table topics master, Toastmaster Ashley, you explained the purpose of the table topics really well. In fact, you even explained about the timings. That was really great. And it was really interesting to see you bring out that chefing cap and wear. I felt the table topics were not directly, I felt the table topics were not directly linked, connected to the theme, but you tried your best to fit in the theme with using those dishes and really, and also explaining about how you make them. That was really good. It was good. You also gave a chance for the speakers, Toastmasters who did not speak as well as guests to take part. Then now I would come to the evaluators. Toastmaster Abrar, who was an evaluator for first speech, you did a great job. I felt like you were good. I liked how you quoted one few of the lines from Gopal's speech. One area of improvement I could suggest is a little bit of voice modulation. Otherwise, it was good. Then Toastmaster Suna, I think I don't need to mention it, but your evaluation was on point as always. Sorry. Credit goes to your experience. Then our table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Clifford, your feedback had all the ins and outs that I feel that everything was covered, and really it was a very detailed one as well. So coming to today's role players, Toastmaster Swayam, you explained your role really good. We understand that there were little network issues, but two things. The constant reminder you put on your slides about the word of the day, and at the end of the meeting, you mentioned the timings, which I was looking for, and that is really commendable. Great job with such a stable internet. Coming to our counter, that is Toastmaster Anand, you explained your role really well in detail and with the theme as well. But I would like to say that we did not have the time to listen to the behind story of your answer. That is already done by the TMOD, and you could actually use it as a speech when you give a speech on your own. But you were very precise with the report which you got, and also not to mention, but your story was motivating also. So our third role player, that is the grammarian. First of all, you explained your role really well. I was looking for that explanation where we see why using grammar is important. Also, I felt that you used only one example while giving the example for your sentence. So at least 2 or 3 examples would be great. Again, very detailed report you had, so very well done. You might ask, what are my views on this meeting? I have seen that whenever I attend a Vasco Toastmasters Club meeting, there's always a takeaway home of a motivation that I find for my home club, that is Konda. From the planning, the preparedness and execution, your club has set a bar of standard that other close Toastmasters to difficult to maintain. And not to forget that this club is actually a new one. So that's all without taking much more time, I'll end my report. And I would like to confess that I would want to attend more of your meetings in the future, and wishing you all the best. Thank you, and over to you, presiding officer, Toastmaster Anthony.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Pranav, for that wonderful evaluation and a lot of feedback for all of us. Now, before we go ahead, I would now be conducting voting for the best major and the minor role players. In the major roles, we had the Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Edenen, the Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Ashley, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Pranav, and Table Topics Evaluator, Toastmaster Clifford. Under the minor roles, we had the timer Swayam, Toastmaster Swayam, our counter Toastmaster Anand, and the grammarian Toastmaster Shivani. So there you have on your screen the names. Kindly vote for your pick. Vote for the best major role player and the best minor role player. I will be closing the voting in 5 seconds. Okay, thank you. I have the results with me, but before we go to that, may I request our guest who was with us right from the start, Ashok, to please unmute, put on a video and tell us what you felt about the meeting. Ashok, if you could kindly unmute, please. Well, by the time he's doing that, maybe we can hear from a guest Toastmaster Akshada. You could, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I had fun today. It was truly a very fulfilling meal, a Thanksgiving meal. And even though I'm seeing most of you for the first time, it felt like we were sitting at a dinner table and, just sharing stories like a family. So thank you for letting me join in. Thank you for that wonderful table topics question and for the evaluation. And I'm really looking forward to coming back once again. Thank you.
Great. That's nice. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Akshada. Can we have quick feedback from Toastmaster Marcy?
I enjoyed the meeting. I started a little late, but I didn't miss much. And I really enjoyed because it was well planned meeting with all the chefs and the menu. It was a good meeting, and Edenen did a good job. So over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcy. And Ashok, can we still hear you? If you could just try to maybe unmute. If not, we also had another guest Toastmaster, and that was our speaker, Toastmaster Santosh. If we could just hear from you about how you felt about our meeting. Is he in the room?
No, Anthony.
No. Okay. Okay. Well, before I share the results, I would like to inform all the Vasco Toastmasters to
Anthony.
Yes.
Toastmaster Nigel is there in the room.
Yes. Oh, hi. Sorry. Toastmaster Nigel, edit director, can we have a line from you about how the meeting was today, please?
Hey everyone, I thought that the session was pretty interesting. As always, I think you guys at Vasco, are literally starting to set the tone or the standard for what online club meetings need to be. Please keep it up. Please continue to put in the amount of energy and the effort that you guys are putting in for each and every one of your meetings. Great job. I enjoyed everything right from the start till the end. It was a complete and wholesome meal. and hopefully I put on weight from this meal. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nigel. Well, and now it's time to give the awards. Trust me, I'm very excited about this today, and you will see why. Okay, please hold on, because these results are really interesting today. To start with, the awards for the best speaker out of the two speakers that we had today. The best speaker is Toastmaster Santosh Akela. Kindly unmute and put your hands together, please. He's not in the room, but definitely our certificates will be going out to him soon. The best table topic speaker from the speakers that we had today is Toastmaster Harendra Sahu. Toastmaster Harendra, I'm not sure if he's in the room. The best speech evaluator, we had one disqualification, but the one speaker who actually evaluated really well was Toastmaster Siona Fernandez. And now coming to the major role, the best major role player. We had the 4 role players, and the winner for the best major role player is Toastmaster Ashley. Round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Yay. And now this is what I'm coming to. In the minor role player, we do not have a single winner. And when I say we do not have a single winner, we have obviously multiple, but let's see. The best minor role player is Toastmaster Swayam. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Along with Toastmaster Anant. And wait. We also have this place shared by Toastmaster Shivani, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
I am not lying. This is for the first time. These are the results.
Wow, that's nice.
It was really nice. Yes. Congratulations to all of you. I hope, I want all of you to put your videos on, right? This is for the first time it has happened, and I'm glad it has happened in Vasco. All you guest Toastmasters, please go back and tell everybody else. Yeah, this has happened. Great job. Okay, so thank you so much for this wonderful meeting, and congratulations. Our next meeting is on VP, please correct me if I'm wrong, the 4th of December. Yes. Okay. Before I adjourn the meeting, I would request the Vasco Toastmasters to wait back for some time. Okay. And all the others, the guests, VP membership will get in touch with you. I hope you had a wonderful evening. And yes, thank you so much. I now officially adjourn the meeting. Thank you.